splash.
Direction. That's really the intent behind it.
Oh, so let me zero in on economic inclusion and bringing the women into it. I'm sure you're passionate about women and their development, naturally, as I could say. But let's look at it. Inclusion, particularly economic inclusion for women, is there a specific program or something that the British government is doing, particularly for African women, for Nigeria?
Yeah. So right here in Nigeria, the way that we're promoting economic inclusion is very, very broad. So it goes from things like teaching women and girls technical skills and vocational skills. It goes from encouraging more girls into school and then to remain in school. And a particular priority for our Prime Minister is for everybody, particularly girls, to have 12 years of quality education. But then we're also looking at financial inclusion. So at the moment, although women represent a huge proportion of the agricultural workforce in Nigeria, they tend not to own land and they tend not to have bank accounts. And that holds them back from getting credit, for example, which holds them back then from growing their businesses. So we're working with some really exciting digital entrepreneurs who are bringing more people into that formal finance sector, and that's going to have a real impact on women.
Okay. I'm looking at Nigeria and UK. UK is going through Brexit at the moment, and looking at what will be the advantage Nigeria will get, when British government exits the European Union. I'm looking at the relation in terms of trade relations and in terms of economy, in terms of human resources. What will be the interest of UK in Nigeria? I also remember that the former Prime Minister was in Nigeria last year. She visited, and there was these bilateral relations about what post Brexit will be. So what are you looking at?
So it's interesting you mentioned the Prime Minister's visit. We have a huge number of VIP visitors come visit us in Nigeria from the UK. So we've had the Prime Minister, we've had royal visits, we've had numerous cabinet level ministers and so on. And the reason for that is because our relationship with Nigeria is so important. Nigeria is the giant on the continent. It represents huge potential for the UK, and we want to work with Nigeria in order to realise that potential. As we go through Brexit, that's only going to get stronger. One of the big advantages of Brexit, and one of the things that the government in the UK has been clear on, is that as we withdraw from the EU, we're absolutely not withdrawing from the world stage. So we're looking again at our relationship with countries outside of the EU in a way that we haven't done for decades, if I'm honest. And Nigeria actually is right up there at the top of that list. So we're looking to boost our trade and investment relationship with Nigeria. There are various ways that we're doing that. We've got a ministerial level dialogue that happens every 6 months, and that looks at how we can, even now, before we leave the EU, boost our bilateral trade relationship, the value of that, by overcoming some of the barriers to trade that are in place at the moment.
For time, agriculture, you mentioned agriculture. One of the tweets said agriculture can provide jobs for a lot of people. How?
I've just come from the Institute for Tropical Agriculture right here in Abuja. It was such an impressive facility where we learned how the application of technology and of science can really boost the nutritional value of crops and also the yield of crops. So that's just one example. Some of the programs that I find most exciting that the government of the UK is working on here in Nigeria are around how we can bring technology to really boost agriculture. So things like Hello Tractor, which is like an Uber system for tractors, so people don't have to buy that expensive piece of equipment but still have access to it. There's a similar scheme for solar fridges, for example. So all of these ways that technology and agriculture can come together so that you can turn agriculture into real business and really make money and employ the sorts of numbers of people that Nigeria needs to create jobs for.
Wherever you are,
young people are the people who are going to change Nigeria's future for the better and get Nigeria on that upward trajectory and realising the potential. So we are particularly looking at skills acquisition and vocational skills as well as academic achievement. We're looking at how we can work with the private sector and with government in order to create the number of jobs that are needed to keep track of that population growth and try to ensure that it's what we call a democratic dividend rather than disaster. And it has the potential to be so. If it's not addressed though, you'll see things like the number of people out of work, the lack of access to livelihoods, really causing problems for security, and that's something that we all want to avoid. So that's the reason for being so focused on youth here.
Okay. What fascinates you more about Nigeria, really?
Oh, so everything's fascinating. The variety is incredible in Nigeria. I'm learning that now as I get to know the south of the country, having lived in Abuja and then moved to Lagos just in the summer. I love Ankara fabric. You can see that I'm wearing it today. The listeners can't, obviously.
No, they see it on Facebook.
Okay.
It's on live Facebook, yeah.
So I have lots of Ankara jackets, such as this one.
Nice.
I love going fabric shopping. I love some of the foods. I love jollof rice, obviously.
Okay. Any other local food? Let's talk about food. Jollof rice. There's been this, back and forth discussion about Nigerian jollof rice and Ghanaian
Oh
jollof
no,
rice.
I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm a diplomat. There's no way I'm getting involved in that sort of discussion between nations. That would be curious.
I'm not even asking you to.
I love dodo.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's nice.
yeah. So lots of things, and I'm getting better at dealing with the spice as well, but it's a different level. When a Nigerian tells me no, it's not spicy, then
You have to check again.
Exactly.
Alright, it's still Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. We're still right here in the studio with the Deputy High Commissioner, Harriet Thompson, in the studio. Let's talk about more concerning children, children in terms of the development. Nigeria has a huge number of out-of-school children.
One of the highest in the world.
One of the highest in the world. So, does that concern UK?
Of course it does.
In what way?
So the Human Development Index, when it came out last year, Nigeria was languishing towards the bottom. That's absolutely not where a country like Nigeria should be. And education is a key part of that. The number of out-of-school children is one of the highest in the world in Nigeria. And people talk to me about how the education system in Nigeria used to be. It's one of the most respected in the world, and people talk about how it's changed since they were at school to now when their children are at school. We're working in various different ways with the Nigerian federal government and also state governments to try to boost that, thinking about innovative ways of improving standards, including getting technology into classrooms and using that as a resource to help support teachers. I mentioned briefly earlier our Education in Emergencies programme that's working in the Northeast. We're also working with private schools in places like Lagos State, where there's a different makeup of schools, so various different ways that we're trying to support education, because it's really the bedrock of that human capital, and improving that is how Nigeria is going to achieve its potential.
All right.
UK government scholarship programme to get the brightest and the best students from across the world to study in the universities in the UK. We have some of the best universities there. 2 of the top 3 universities in the world are British. Nigeria has a huge proportion of achieving scholarships, student applications that are successful. We get more applications above the line from Nigeria than any other country, so a huge feather in the cap. And the application process is rigorous. It's a great opportunity for the brightest and the best, as I say. They can choose to go and study a master's programme at any university in the UK, and they're then required to come back to Nigeria and bring the benefits of what they've learned to support the development of their home country. The window is open until the 5th of November, so if you think that you can meet that bar, or if you know people who can, then please do get your applications in. You can find them online, cheaply.
All right.
Because I'm a woman, that doesn't mean that I should discount some opportunities. Equally, because my brother is going to grow up to be a man, he shouldn't discount some of the job options either. So it's about equality, it's not just about women. So that's, I think, the first important lesson. You can do whatever you want to do. I've learned through my career that networks really matter. Role models really matter as people are growing up. So networking is something that I try to do proactively, because it's not something that comes naturally to all women. The scientific studies have shown, but having that support around you is really important as well. So those would be my two top tips.
Nice one. Nigeria's independence from Britain took place on 1st of October 1960. That will be 59 years. Tuesday next week. Got any message for us as a nation?
So Nigeria's come a long way in those 60 years, and there have been ups and downs and some turbulent periods, but we are committed to working with Nigeria to make sure that the trajectory continues upwards. Nigeria's democracy is strengthening, and we saw in the elections that have just passed in February some further improvements. We equally saw that there are some ways still to go. So our relationship with Nigeria is one of our top priorities across the world, and we're going to be here with Nigeria in partnership, ensuring that Nigeria does achieve its enormous potential.
As a diplomat, I'm sure you are very busy, but how do you spend time off work?
Off work. So at the moment I'm really enjoying getting to know Lagos. It's a new city for me, so my children and I have done all sorts of things. We've visited the Lufasi Nature Reserve, we've been to the beach, we're looking forward to going to visit a nascent railway museum. So much variety of things to do.
Alright, so what would you say about Ibadan since you came to Ibadan now?
I'm looking forward to coming back.
Great. I must thank you for coming on the program this morning and for visiting us and being here. Before you go, Southwest, you're in Lagos now, you're going to hear how people speak Yoruba. Have you picked any word or two?
Aha, so I can say Farabale.
Farabale.
Take a easy, oh.
Take it easy.
Pidgin and Yoruba.
That's pidgin. Take it easy. That's pidgin. But Yoruba e Farabale. Now, if somebody greets you in the morning, it's Ekaro.
Ekaro.
That's good morning.
Ekaro.
Ekaro.
Well, how do I say thank you? That's a good one to know too.
Esheun.
Esheun. Ekaro. Esheun.
Esheun. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you for coming here this morning. It's been a wonderful time speaking with the Deputy High Commissioner, British High Commissioner Harriet Thompson, right here on Splash 105.5 FM. Well, thank you for listening to us and having time to be right here. We thank her too for coming, and your team. We appreciate your coming here. We hope you visit again.
We will, yeah. Thanks so much for having us. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Oluwaseun Wakiola. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.